Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm recording this on the 29th of November during the moon in Scorpio, ruled by Pluto in Aquarius. And this is the first time we have Scorpio moon ruled by Pluto in Aquarius. And I'm recording this for the 5th time because every single time I was recording, I was interrupted. There is a lot of noise going on, isn't it? The world is really loud and it's getting louder. So, the moon will enter Sagittarius soon, and on the 1st of December, she will meet with the sun on the 9 degrees of Sagittarius and mark a new moon. There, on the 9 degrees of Sagittarius, is fixed star Antares and asteroid Urania. The significance of this star is tracing back thousands of years. The ancient Mesopotamians recognized it as the goddess Lizin. The Egyptians associated it with the goddess of Dₑcₑₘbₑᵣ. For Persians, it was one of their royal stars, Sativus, the watcher of the West. Within medieval Jewish and Christian cosmology, the star would be associated with Uriel, the angel of wisdom, truth, and light, who delivers God's messages among mortals. Islamic cosmology identifies the star Antares with Azrael, the angel of death. In ancient China, the star belongs to the 5th mention of the azure dragon, and the Maori call Antares 𝗰𝗄, the chief of all the stars. So we have a powerful new moon. But December isn't significant just because of this lunation, but because of many other astronomical activity which is happening, especially from the 5th till 7th of December. And we will talk about it later. Now, the month of December has 3 lunations occurring on December 1st, December 15th, and December 30th. And we have 2 new moons. So a lot is going on during the December. And then in January, on the 11th of January, the North Node, our collective evolutionary direction, changes its sign and moves into Pisces. I'm so looking forward to this, and you can check out my video where I talked a lot about the Pisces archetype. I'll post it down in the description box. Further, all the outer planets change signs in 2025. So Pluto has already changed sign and entered Aquarius. Pluto stays in one sign for about 20 years. Then we will have Saturn and Neptune changing their signs as well. It's interesting that both planets, Saturn and Neptune, will make a conjunction with the North Node and then enter Aries. Then Uranus, the ruler of our Pluto in Aquarius, changes sign and moves from Taurus to Gemini. Uranus stays in one sign for about 7 years, Neptune for about 14 years, and Saturn for about 2.5 years. Pisces is the last sign in the zodiac, so when these 2 giants, Neptune and Saturn, change their signs from Pisces to Aries and from water to fire, we will have a completely new cycle and energy. I'm talking about the spring 2025, which actually is a time of the true new year, the astrological new year, because astrology is following natural cycles. That planetary shift represents a subtle kick into the start hall, and I'll talk about it more along the way. All right now, so let's zoom in and take a look at what we have energetically for the first half of December. We have a new moon in Sagittarius, and we enter this lunation with the grand fire trine. Fire trines are a huge, driving, moving, and supportive energy which I personally feel in the solar plexus. This trine formed between the moon, Mars in Leo, and the North Node in Aries is giving us courage, will, and faith to move forward. We also have the Sun trine Chiron in Aries, and we have a healing going on here. The Sun touched by Chiron says, I have faith in myself. I have a will to continue my path and follow my inner compass. My consciousness is constantly expanding and I'm ever evolving being. The moon in Sagittarius says, I trust my intuitive knowledge and I have faith. Mars in Leo says, I want to create. And retrograde Mars in Leo says, oh, I will definitely do what makes me feel joyful and willing to live. And North Node in Aries says, my personal evolution is the most important. I'm a warrior. I have the courage to be myself, to express myself and walk my path, even if that means separation there where I'm not accepted for who I am. This fire trine is a wonderful supportive aspect. Now, the tarot card for this moon is the Eight of Wands, which is about a momentum, a progress, a rapid move forward, an important information that comes at the right time and an excitement. This card suggests that we should go forth with confidence. And the Sabian symbol for this degree is gold-haired goddess of opportunity, which represents the opportunity. Also, this degree is about finding our own definition of what success is, because success is something that should not be defined from the outside by external influences, society, family, partners, mentors, and so on. We are the ones who need to define what success is for us in relation to our evolutionary direction and personal desires. For example, for someone, success might be living in nature. For someone, it's becoming a mother or taking care of someone. For a painter, it's just being able to spend 8 hours during the day in a studio. For someone else, it's having a successful relationship or becoming a priest or living in another country, you know? Success is something that is personal, that no one else has the right to impose on us. I'm sure that many of us experience stress when we meet at family gatherings because you have a relative there who starts projecting their personal desires onto you. This is the best case scenario, you know? And you can have parents who completely unconsciously project their personal fulfilled or unfulfilled desires on their children. We can do these things to other people as well. So let's pay attention on this. Now, we have retrograde planets, and Mercury retrograde will conjunct the Sun on the 4th of December, and we will have Mercury cazimi. It is at this point that we may start seeing things with clarity. This is a powerful day to pay attention on the new intuitive insights we have. And then Mars in Leo will go retrograde on the 6th of December. Then Neptune goes direct on the 7th of December. And at the same day, Venus enters Aquarius, where she will conjunct Pluto freshly in Aquarius. These retrograde planets, guys, they don't mean that our life should freeze and we should do nothing, you know, stop traveling, driving, communicating, or breathing. Whatever the planet is retrograde, it's like a sacred space we are put into. So we can go examine and rethink what we really want and need, okay? So Jupiter retrograde in Gemini in opposition to Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius. These two guys are in mutual reception, both retrograde, and this opposition plays out 3 times. On the November 18th, December 4th, and later this month on the December 26th. Now I have to admit that oppositions are my favorite aspects because essentially they act similar to conjunctions in a way, you know. At the beginning of every opposition, there is a tension present. It's like two different personalities meet and they sit across each other on the table to discuss the matter. We have opposite opinions, push and pulls, but at the end comes integration of the polarities and growth happens. This happens in a case of conscious work with the opposition aspects. We can now be very lucky with the information we receive. For example, get the right information that will open some doors for us. Also, since both Mercury and Jupiter are retrograde, this is a lot of information and exaggerated information. I mean, we can see it in the mainstream media. People are loud, the world is loud, everyone wants to be in right, and everyone is having, you know, something so important and big to say, and there are news, and this can be overwhelming. Actually, all this noise is mostly just about people having different perspectives and personal truths, and so we have this opinion, that opinion, her opinion, his opinion, their opinion, and so on. So we need to detach a little bit now, you know, to be picky about what we watch, listen to, and who we trust, and trust our inner truth and intuition. Likewise, we should think before we speak, because there may be consequences due to some reckless claims, which may change or prove different tomorrow. There is a certain mental exhaustion with this aspect as well. Now, in my last video about the full moon in Taurus, I completely forgot to say a few words about Venus conjunct the asteroid Persephone. And I even marked that in the video, but I just didn't mention it. So this journey of Venus is important because there are some pretty amazing mythological connections. I find it very interesting that Venus was conjunct asteroid Persephone at the moment of full moon in Taurus, and now she is conjunct the asteroid Ceres, which is conjunct Pluto too. Ceres is Demeter in Greek mythology. I mark that aspect here with this little green ladybug. So Persephone and Ceres are actually Persephone and Demeter in Greek mythology. And Pluto is Hades. Venus is Aphrodite. Demeter or Ceres is Jupiter's sister. And she was Persephone's mother. In the myth of Persephone and Hades, Demeter was a mother of Persephone who was devastated because her daughter was kidnapped by Hades and taken into the underworld. Here in this myth, Persephone lived with Hades in the underworld, and later Hades built for her gardens and everything Persephone wanted. Demeter in this myth was a badass goddess. She did everything she could to get her daughter back. However, eventually, at the end, Persephone decided that she wants to stay with Hades for 6 months and be with her mother for the rest 6 months. When Persephone was with her mother, Demeter, the goddess of harvest, fertility, and agriculture, allowed the earth to flourish, bringing forth spring, summer, and fruits. When her daughter returned to the underworld, Demeter's sorrow resulted in autumn and winter. This is about seasonal changes. Now, the Persephone asteroid is about where our will and freedom to choose and decide for ourselves has been taken away. With the new moon in Sagittarius, Venus is again in conjunction, but with Ceres, which represents the Earth Mother, the nurturance, and what this truly represents to us. It's the mother archetype. Ceres went from bliss to loss, from happiness to despair, and this is what life is about. This means that our suffering finds a place as well. It has necessity. It belongs on our transformative inner journey, which is never just about happiness, but sorrow, despair, and constant death and rebirth. Demeter also teaches us about what healthy parenthood or motherhood is. Things such as dedication and the natural inclination to provide and take care of someone. But it also teaches us about the potential lack of boundaries when the constant giving and caring for someone costs the person themselves the loss of their own personal life energy. Ceres and Venus are leaving Capricorn soon, and their conjunction with Pluto is taking us to the underworld, into Plutonian, Aquarian liberation of the false beliefs, old imposed roles, and convictions. Pluto freshly in Aquarius is bringing crisis, guys. We are in a process of unlearning and letting go of old beliefs and knowledge. And since we are on the beginning of this journey, of Pluto's journey through Aquarius, we should be ready to reflect a lot. Consciousness is constantly expanding, and there is a lot to peel off. I will leave this here for now. Guys, I won't be able to do the coming full moon video since I'm having a lot on the plate during December, and this requires my full attention. But I will be back for the next new moon on the 30th of December. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your support so much. And please feel free to give your opinion or share what you have been going through with the current transits. Take care, everyone. Bye.